Hey guys, this is Josh from Hedgehog. We turn marketing data into actionable insights so that you can make impactful decisions. What I wanted to show you today is how to install Google Analytics if you already have Google Tag Manager installed on your website. If you don't have Google Tag Manager installed, head over to our other video which will show you how to install Google Tag Manager. For those of you who don't know, Google Analytics is essentially an analytics platform for your website. It will help you track a whole variety of things such as who's visiting your website, what they're doing on your website, where they've come from and how long they stay, and what actions they take in terms of becoming a lead, becoming a customer, conversion. It helps you dig into that data. So what I want to show you now is I'm going to flip over to my other screen where, as always, I start on Google. So the first thing to do is just Google search Google Analytics. Now, I've actually already set up an account, and so this will take me through to my account if I click it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump over to Google Analytics, where if it's the first time that you've entered, this is the page that will come up to help you set up an account. So I'm just going to set up an account here. That's the account name. Fantastic. Suggest essentially just ticking everything from Google, and we're going to click next. Next thing we need to do is to set up what kind of platform we're measuring. Is it web, apps, or apps and web? In this instance, it's web because it's simply just a website. If you're measuring an app, select apps. We'll go through, and now I just need to enter some basic details about the website. So what is the name? What is the URL? Make sure to do the HTTPS if you have that installed. And we'll just, for intents and purposes, we'll just do Arts and Entertainment United States because it would be nice to live in LA. So I'm going to click create now, and what that will come up with is the terms and conditions. And you can spend some time scrolling through and reading this if you so please. But if you want to follow me and just accept them, then you can. But I definitely do advise to read through them one time, maybe. So here we are. We find ourselves on the installation page. We're actually inside the settings, looking at the tracking code page, but this is where we land straight away. And the reason why is I wanted to show you two things. There's this, this big chunk of code to install on your website, and that is if we're not using Google Tag Manager to install our code. But luckily we are using Google Tag Manager, which makes it super simple to install different codes because all we need is this tracking ID up here. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to click copy there. Fantastic. And we're just going to head over to Google Tag Manager up here in the top right. So now that we've headed over here, we're going to get things started to set up. So I want you to head over to tags. And so because what we're going to be doing is we're adding a Google Analytics tag to our website. So click new. This big pop-up will come up. We're going to call it Google Analytics tag. Now the first thing we need to click is tag configuration. Once we click tag configuration, it's going to come up with a pop-up on the left-hand side with a whole bunch of different tags that we could add. The first tag being Google Analytics. Awesome. So track type, we're going to keep that as page view. And then Google Analytics settings, this is where we're going to enter our tracking ID. So make sure that you click what says new variable. Awesome. Now that will pop up with another page. We're going to call it tracking ID. I'm going to click into it. And where it says tracking ID, you can have this field here, and we've already grabbed it, so no worries, and paste it right there. And that's it. So we're going to click save. That's going to pop down. And then we've completed our tag configuration now. And what we need to do now is we need to go into the triggering. So if we click the triggering, there's going to be one option. It's going to say all pages. So what we want this to happen is we want Google Analytics to be installed on all pages. Because that is the required element from Google Analytics, and our Google Tag Manager is already installed on all pages. So if we just click save from here, awesome. So what we can see now is that this tag is correctly saved. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to have the options to click the preview or the submit button. Now if we click the preview, what will happen is it will reload the page, will be reload into preview mode. And we'll just give it a moment to reload. Awesome. So now if we actually go and visit our website, it should come up with the debug tool. Now I actually haven't installed this Google Tag Manager, but what would happen is you have a little pop-up box at the bottom which will confirm the installation of the specific tag. So we're going to go back, we're going to leave preview mode. Fantastic. Google Tag Manager will reload, and then once we're happy that we've installed it, what we're going to do is we're going to click the submit button. That will open up a little dialog. I like to add in what we've done to make these changes when we submit them, because what happens is when we submit it, it's going to push it live to our website. And we want to make sure that if somebody else is looking at this, or for legacy purposes, that's noted so that you're aware of what changes were made. It does have these specific changes that were actually added in, such as the Google Analytics and the tracking ID. But I like to just title it as installing Google Analytics. Installed it. Woohoo! Awesome. Now we're just going to click publish, and that's going to push that to our Google Tag Manager account live on our website. So now if you go back to Google Analytics, you click this little home button. Cool. This will take you to your home on Google Analytics of the Google Analytics that we just set up. And to test that it's all coming through, I want you to go to the reports section on the left-hand side. The first item is real time, and then overview. And what this will show is actually an overview of people on your website right now. So all you need to do is open up a new tab, open up your website, and that right now button should move from 0 to 1. Cheers. So that's just a quick summary on how to install Google Analytics through Google Tag Manager if you already have Google Tag Manager installed. Hope that helps, and see you in the next one. Cheers.